Okay, hello out there in YouTube land. I'm bringing you a video about my experience with my Bowflex Max Trainer M5. I've got it probably about a month ago. It sat around in the boxes here for about a week before I decided to get down here and assemble it, which I did. And once upon assembling it, I started to utilize it and found out that my monitor did not work. It did not register any of my progress as I was moving on the machine. So I ended up calling technical service, talked to a female technician, I guess, online. She took me through a few procedures, and she came to the conclusion that the monitor itself was probably bad. So what I ended up doing was having them send me another monitor, which they did. They sent me a new monitor. Took a couple weeks or so for that to show up. But they sent me another monitor. This is the one that actually come out of the machine. This is the one that was supposedly bad. So this is the one that came out, and the one that's in there now is the new one that came. So once I installed the new monitor, which you had to take 4 screws out, 2 on this side, 2 on the opposite side, and then you would lift this up. You lift this up, and then you're able to disconnect several wires underneath there, and place the new one in there, and put the wires back, connect the wires back together, and then you're okay. So once I did that, of course I got on my machine ready to see this thing work now, ready to see that needle move, ready to see some of my, I don't know if you can see this or not, see some of the progress register underneath, and to my surprise, the exact same situation I had from the beginning with the other monitor was happening with this one. So I didn't get any indication, no needle movement, no progress and indication on any of my indicators here, like my average RPM, my average heart rate, my average burn rate, and the level. None of that was working. My countdown, none of that was working. So I called technical support again. I got them online. I told them that I put the new monitor in and I'm getting the same results. So he took me to another step. So he asked me to come down and take this shroud off right here. Take this shroud cover off and look for a sensor that's supposed to be in a area here. This is the sensor. This is the sensor right here. When I took the shroud off, this sensor was laying down in here. So I told him that that's what I saw once I took the shroud off, that the sensor was there. He said, there's my problem right there. That sensor is supposed to be mounted in this bracket right here, and it's supposed to be adjusted to that magnet right there. Adjusted close to this magnet. Alright? So what ended up happening is that after I slid the sensor back inside the clamp, got on the machine to see if it would work, and it didn't work. I got off the machine, came back down, looked down here, the sensor was back out of this clamp and laying down again. So apparently well, what was wrong was that this clamp was too wide, too open, and it's plastic, and so this sensor was not sitting in here tightly and mounted firmly. So what I ended up doing is taking a little piece of blue electrical tape, wrapping it around the sensor, putting it in the bracket, the plastic bracket. Now, I made a mistake. I did not realize I had to adjust this sensor distance between the front of this sensor and this magnet right here. I actually adjusted the sensor to a distance away from the flywheel itself. When I did that and got on the machine and it started running, of course this magnet hit the sensor, broke this piece right here from contacting that sensor. It broke this little piece right here, and then the sensor fell off. So what I ended up doing is super gluing that back together, adjusting the sensor properly from the magnet, and then getting back on the machine and trying it out, and now it works perfectly. Everything works on my monitor up front. The bad thing about this was taking this shroud off. You know, it wasn't easy getting to these 4 screws that hold this shroud in place on the Max Trainer. Luckily for me, I have some, mechanical skills, and I was able to manage with a elongated screwdriver here to get into these slots, and get those 4 screws out. It wasn't easy. Let me tell you, it wasn't easy. And it's not going to be easy for me to put it back on, although I'm ready to reattach the shroud and be a lot more happier with my machine, because now I'll get my my readouts. So this is to help anyone that may have this problem with their Max Trainer. I guess during shipment that sensor, since it was so loose in here, it fell out. And without that sensor mounted properly and the proper distance from the magnet, you don't get any readings on your monitor. So with that said, I hope this video can help someone who may have the Max 5 and have that same problem when their shipment arrives and they don't get any indications or indicators from their monitor once they're on the machine and moving. Like I said, they did send me a new monitor. I have a new monitor. This is the one that was on the machine. That was another thing I had to do. I had to disconnect this piece right here, that piece right there, and take that monitor that's on there out and replaced it. So this is the one that was in the machine, and that's the new one. So obviously there was nothing wrong with this monitor. This monitor is perfectly fine. The problem was with the sensor on the flywheel. That was the reason why it wasn't working. So they told me when they sent this out that they were going to send me packaging to return the bad one, but they didn't send me any packaging to return the bad one. And when I was talking with the technician online who walked me through this progress of taking the shroud off and checking that sensor, he said, well, you got yourself a new monitor, a spare monitor. And I said, well, I guess I do. So I'll put this monitor away, and if I ever have any issues in the future with that one, then I have a replacement monitor, which is fair from what I had to go through to take care of this issue with the machine myself. You know, I'm no technician or anything, but I was able to go inside and locate the problem with that sensor sitting there and not being mounted. I did, like I said, have an issue where I broke the clamp. That was my fault. And a little super glue put that clamp back together. You know, there's not a lot of vibration there. It just holds that sensor in place. And about a, I don't know, about a 1/16 of an inch away from that that magnet the sensor has to be. But works fine now. I did get on the machine. I plugged it up. I got on and exercised a little bit, and everything was working on the monitor. So I'm ready to put this thing back together. Good luck with that, getting those screws back in there. That was hard. And I guess I'll be on my way, enjoying my M5. I was having fun with it without even having any readings. I was just going with the resistance that was there without being able to control my resistance. But now I have all full function of my monitor, so I'm sure I'm going to enjoy this machine a whole lot better. Thanks a lot. I hope I helped someone else out with this posting on YouTube with my experience. And oh yeah, I do have that. I've heard people say about this squeaking noise. It's not bad. I know I'm going to go to the hardware store probably tomorrow and get me a can of silicone spray. You may not hear it. It's not as bad as I don't know if you can hear it or not. See that? Squeak, 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 squeak. You know, that's not bad. You know, and I'm sure with a little, and it's on this roller here. It's on my left roller. I'm sure with some silicone spray I'll be able to quiet that out. So, all right, folks. There's the Max Trainer M5. Good luck with your shipment, and I hope you don't have the same issues that I had. But if you do, a little bit of time and patience, and you can probably figure out the problem with the machine as I did, and do a quick repair on it. Okay, bye.